So it seems our filtration is almost complete, but there are still some drops of the filtrate. So what we'll do is we'll transfer this here. I like to continue dropping because I don't want any part of the filtrate to interfere with the analysis of the residue. So we're going to carry out the analysis of the filtrate. Yes, we're going to carry out the analysis of the filtrate. First off, we are going to test for the pH of the filtrate using blue litmus paper. So this blue litmus paper. Okay, so we're going to take a strip of this. All right, and check to see whether the filtrate will be neutral or acidic solution. The filtrate, can you see? The filtrate turns blue litmus paper red, which means that the filtrate is an acidic solution, which is correct because this filtrate is a solution of lead 2,000 nitrate 5, which is a product of a weak base, that's lead 2 hydroxide, and a strong acid, 1,000 nitrate 5 acid. So which is why it undergoes hydrolysis to form an acidic solution. All right, so now we are going to carry out different tests on the filtrate to test for the presence of the cation. So first off, so we'll divide this into three different portions. 1, 2, just little portions. All right, and then 3. Okay, so in the first portion, we're going to carry out the test on the filtrate using what? Aqueous sodium hydroxide. So we'll be testing for the cation using aqueous sodium hydroxide. So first of all, add it in drops. We will expect a white precipitate in drops. Can you see? Yeah, I'm not adding excess. If our test is correct, this precipitate should dissolve to give us a colorless solution in excess sodium hydroxide. Oh yes, it has dissolved. So you can see that means that the ion present, the cation present, can either be zinc, aluminium ion, or lead 2 ion, but it cannot be zinc and aluminium because it is not amphoteric. The precipitate is not amphoteric, so it can either be lead 2 ion or calcium ion. But calcium ion is not soluble in excess sodium hydroxide, so it means that can only be what? Lead 2 ion. But we are not sure. Let's carry a further test using HCl. Right? With HCl, it's meant to give us a white precipitate, right, of lead 2 chloride, which will dissolve on warming. If we put the white precipitate in hot water, it will dissolve, right, to give us a clear solution, but on standing it will reappear. So let's just see what will happen if we add sodium hydrochloric acid to this. Wow, you can see the white precipitate there. All right, so we'll expect this white precipitate to dissolve on when in hot water. So we are trying to heat our water. We'll come back and put that there. So meanwhile, let's test with ammonium ion. Sorry, aqueous ammonia. Aqueous ammonia will give us a white precipitate in drops that will be insoluble in what? Excess. Yes, white precipitate. In drops, and also what? In excess. All right. So, but let's even confirm whether there's a confirmatory test that we can use to confirm whether lead 2 ion is actually present without necessarily using HCl. We can use potassium iodide, although this is not part of the requirement, but I just had to bring this in, right, to just confirm to us that what we are working with is lead 2 triosonitrate. If it is lead 2 that is present, lead 2 ion will react with potassium iodide to form a yellow precipitate of lead iodide. Hold on. Can you see this? Okay. So let's add this potassium iodide. Can you see that? Okay. So if I add this, wow, can you see? That's already a yellow precipitate, even without mixing completely. Okay, wow. So I don't even need to carry out the warming of this lead 2 chloride to see whether it will dissolve. It will definitely dissolve, because potassium iodide has confirmed that it is lead 2 ion that is present. So in your own case, you can put this in hot water, right, and leave it for some time. You see that after some time it will dissolve, and when you remove it from the hot water and allow it to stand, the white precipitate will do what? Reappear. All right. So after this, let's now move to our residue. So this is our residue. Can you see it? Can you see the white deposit? Yeah, on the filter paper. Yes, that's our starch. So we are going to collect it and put it in a test tube, and then add few drops of iodine to it. All right, hold on. This is iodine. Can you see this? So we add few drops of this guy to this. Okay, and then you see the result. So I'm going to take a portion of this. Yeah, can you see it? Yeah, yeah, man. Okay, whatever. I just allow it. It's jelly-like, right? So all what I want is a blue-black coloration when once iodine drops on it. Okay, so because of this jelly-like nature, it's making it difficult to be added to the test tube, or boiling tube. That's not a problem. I have the little quantity that I need. So I'm going to take a little portion of the iodine solution. Let me remove this. I want you to see everything that I'm doing. Okay, just a little portion. So I use my drop pipette. Yeah. So once I add it to this guy, this will turn what? Blue-black. Oh, can you see? What do you notice? Can you see? It gives us what? A blue-black. Can you see the side? Can you see the side of the? Can you see the blue-black coloration there? Can you see the blue-black coloration? Can you see the blue-black coloration? What does that tell us? That tells us that starch is what? Present. Right? That tells us starch is what? Present. So that's all about. This is what you expected during the qualitative analysis. Meanwhile, look at this. Can you see the first samples that I dissolve in water? This is your lead triazocarbonate 4. Remember, you can see that it is insoluble in water. And this is your starch. You can see that starch is insoluble in water, and which is why I would not advise you to try to use water to separate them. The best solvent to be used for the separation is what? Dilute HNO3. All right, so let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for your time. God bless you until I come your way next time. So watch out for questions, possible questions on qualitative analysis and volumetry analysis. Thank you for watching.